Gang, gang, baby. We in here. Shama. Guys, I'm going to come out with a pretty interesting video probably tomorrow. I'm thinking. Shama. Diego, what's going on, baby? We're doing good, dude. We're having a fucking good time in here today. I got some good-ass news today. I don't want to jinx it, so I won't say it on here yet. Once it happens, it's work-related stuff, not channel-related stuff, but I don't want to jinx it. But I think we got some good news incoming. Jimbo! Yeah, Poetan is the last great champ. Dead serious, bro? I'm not going to... I talked about it. Guru talked about it. I'm not going to let fans that glaze these unpopular, boring fighters sorry, Jimbo, you're pretty on point. It's not 100% accurate, but it's close. Wop, 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 wop. But I'm just tired of these people that go, dude, Ankalaev is such a fun champ. I'm tired of that. Marab too, dude. I won't fold. I won't fold. I will not fold. I will not succumb to the pressure of people saying that Ankalaev is going to be a good champ. Excuse me that I want the guy that literally has a signature move, like a left hook KO, with all the star power in the world right now, to keep the belt. You know what I'm saying? No Poetan slanders even slightly tolerated around me. Ankalaev has the personality of a rock. Dude, I know, and he looks like a fucking tomato. No, he looks like a jack-o'-lantern, dude. Let me do some we're gonna do some Fight Society math here, okay? We're gonna do some Fight Society math here. Poetan doesn't either, but he's different. Yeah, but Poetan has aura, and he has people around him with personality that also speak good English. It just shows you Oliveira and Poetan don't speak English or don't speak much English. Huge fan base because their personality shines through. And you know what's crazy? It just shows Ankalaev doesn't have a personality, or because he actually has a great story. He actually has like not a similar story to Pereira, but his dad died when he was like, Ankalaev's dad died when he was like 15. And he had to support the family as like the oldest kid. I'm pretty sure. Ankalaev father. He lost his father. Yeah, here, look. Where is it? Hold on. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Personal life. He lost his father when he was in 9th or 10th grade, and as the oldest son, took care of 3 sisters and 1 younger brother. And then he also owns a coffee shop called Uncle. But yeah, dude, so like he has a good story, and that's the thing with Ankalaev is he just doesn't have a personality, because they could sell that story really well. Like, had to become the man of the house at 15 years old, grinded to take care of the family and become a fighter. Bro, it does write itself. But probably what happens is they start talking about, oh, the fact that he had to take care of his family and take care of his 3 sisters. And then they start digging and they find out that one of the 3 sisters is now his wife. And then it gets really sticky. That's why they can't go too much on the personal stuff with the guys from the Caucasus region. You know what I'm saying? They go, oh shit, he raised them so well that one of the 3 sisters ended up becoming his wife, and they have children together now. Fucking hell, dude. I think Poetan speaks English with his group Strickland and Glover. I don't mind being that the amount of English speakers and don't learn anything. Yeah, no, I hear you. I don't mind it at all. And I think that honestly, when guys don't speak the language, it increases their aura if they have a personality. Like Pereira has a personality and a crazy fighting style. Same with Oliveira. And so when they don't fully speak it, it kind of like, it's like, it kind of adds to the aura. It's like when like Undertaker would have Paul Heyman talk for him. It was the same thing like when Francis Ngannou could barely speak English. I felt like he was scarier. These guys get married with his sisters and cousins. Khabib is married with his sister. Khabib's married to his first cousin, actually, and it was an arranged marriage. Crazy shit, dude. Crazy, brother. Hey, dang, we got the, oh shit, we got the stream popping on Twitter today. Good stuff. Good stuff. Guys, do me a favor, like the stream down below. You know, Khabib's married to his first cousin. Khabib married second cousin. Oh, is it second cousin? Oh shit, dude. Here, let's get into it, okay? It's one of those streams. It's one of those streams. Okay, here we are. All right. 5 things you didn't know about Khabib's wife, Patimat Nurmagomedova, who the athlete keeps away from social media because she's locked in a cage at home. Remember this? Your wife is a towel mate? But let's see. We don't know what she looks like because she's covered. That's some real Muslim shit. Yeah, this is where the picture of your wife is a towel mate. Dude, nobody's seen her. That's crazy. Think about how beat she must be. It's like, come on, Khabib. If you're going to marry within the family, if it's going to be dicey, you know, at least make it worth your while. They have 3 kids together, but where is it? Khabib's wife is a distant relative. Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, Khabib's father, in one of the interviews for the Russian newspaper Sport Express, mentioned that Khabib's wife is his distant relative, and she actually had the last name Nurmagomedova, even though she married Khabib before she married Khabib. A village where Khabib and Patimat grew up is very small, and almost everyone else there is related by blood. And he may have more than one wife in the future. This is crazy shit, dude. Imagine, dude, like the girl I'm talking to, imagine I just cut her off because she's not related to me. I'm like, you see, I want my kids to become elite level grapplers, and you and I are not related of blood. Crazy, brother. Crazy. Islam is the product of incestuous relationships. They also have like dude, I'm saying crazy shit on the stream. They also have like a super high number of, nah, I shouldn't say that. Bro, somebody made a fucking YouTube video saying Islam Makhachev, the champion shattering autism barriers. I swear you got to be autistic to like want to fight for a living. But hold on. What was I getting into? I was about to talk about something here. Ankalaev, Khabib. Whatever. We'll get into the title topic. Conor at the White House. It's actually crazy to think about Conor at the White House because, yeah, here you go. It's one of the first things that comes up is because of Conor's like fucking 15 rape accusations. The Dublin Rape Crisis Center says McGregor's meeting with Donald Trump quote unquote, effectively normalizes sexual violence. Let's see what this is. I know this is BBC, but do I want to show it? No, I'll show a different one. But let's see what this dude Conor had to say about the Irish, the motherfucking Irish government. If you see with attention the Islam face, you can notice that he looks like a Downs person. Yeah, he kind of does. They all do, though. You know what I'm saying? Guys, we got a pretty good number of viewers on X right now. Could you please do me a favor and like the stream on X if that's where you're watching? Thank you very much. Like and subscribe. What do we got here? Where's Conor's shit? I just want to make sure I get the right clip because one of the clips, the guy was like, Conor, it's inappropriate that you're here. All right, let's see.
Are we taking over the podium? Ireland and America, we are siblings. We consider America our big sibling. So
this dude was literally Big Aunt Glaze did not start here, not in this chat. Hey, but you know what? Hear me out. Well, I'll come back to the Conor shit in a sec. Bro, that one guy. So when I was just talking about how Ankalaev actually does have like a great story to like be pushed as a star, and it's not the same as Pereira if in like the alcoholism type of lane, but it was like a hard path because his dad died at 15 years old and he had to like raise his siblings, I guess, and then I think he married one of them, but yeah, so like it's just the fact that he doesn't have a personality. We were talking about how guys that don't speak English, their personality will still shine through, like Pereira or Oliveira or even Khabib. Khabib's English obviously got better, Islam too, but Ankalaev is just so dry. There's just nothing about him that like makes you want to, that you're like, oh, dude, I can't wait to see Ankalaev with a mic in front of him. Type shit, you know? But anyways, back to the Conor stuff.
it's important for our
Ankh is just a chill guy that makes fun of Pereira formerly being an alcoholic.
Ireland to have be a peaceful, happy, prosperous country for the 40 million Irish Americans to have a place to visit, to come back to their home. So we wish
Pereira has a lot of a personality.
for our relationship with the United States to continue, and we wish to be taken care of by the big bro. You know, the United States should look after its little bro, and that's how we feel. With Ireland and America.
There's some trade disputes between the U.S. and the EU, and how do you think?
We wish exemption.
We actually have some stuff that we have to do right now.
They're like, yo, we got to get this dude off a fucking mic right now.
Conor is here to meet with the president. He'll be meeting with him later this afternoon. We couldn't think of a better guest to have with us on St. Patrick's Day. We're both wearing our green. This was not planned, but very festive. And as you know, I'll be having a briefing later at 1 o'clock, so we'll talk more about their meeting later. But he's going over to meet.
She just said we're both wearing green. This wasn't planned on St. Patrick's Day. What do you mean it wasn't planned? Everybody wears green, except for me. Might be. Shama. All some type of shit you wouldn't understand. Need the money and put it in my hand.
Meet with some other administration officials. He's spending the day in Washington, D.C.
For sure.
So
I'm here to
it'll be
raise
fun.
the issues that people of Ireland face. You know, and it'll be music to the people of Ireland's ears, because never on the main stage has the issues the people of Ireland face.
Conor wasn't completely crashing out for once. Yeah, because, dude, I'm telling you, Conor's making some sort of run for Irish political office. I'm going to make a video about it. I'm going to make a video about it because I think, hear me out, because Conor's been like kind of toying with the idea of a political campaign for like years now, you know? Sorry, let me clean this up a little bit. Give you guys a little bit more to look at. I don't know about that. Nah, it's all good. I was trying to make it a little bit more appeasing, but it's all Gucci. You know what I mean? Anyways. John Dong, what's going on? He's sobering up maybe from the coke. It could be that. Okay, hear me out. I have an idea that Conor is going to be coming back like very soon. It's either that or never again. But I'm thinking, because I've seen videos of him training and pictures of him training, he does look a little bit slimmer. The shaved head, we'll see. I don't know, but I'm thinking that this Netflix deal, they're going to have Conor fight before the end of the year, because the ESPN is not happy with their lack of stars right now. You know, ESPN is not happy with the UFC's lack of stars, and they'll basically just have Pereira. Like, they had Adesanya and they had O'Malley, but they're both not champs anymore. Well, neither is Pereira, but I think, given that they have these negotiations coming up for the broadcasting rights coming up, I am like almost 100% convinced they are going to do everything in their power to make sure that Jones Aspinall happens, that Conor fights in 2025, and the other like biggest fights that they can possibly make happen is a super fight for Islam Makhachev at 170, or Islam versus Topuria. And then also you have not so much of a super fight, but a very large fight in DDP versus Hamzat. So I think with these broadcasting negotiations coming up like this year, because we're already almost to April, so they only have 8 months left on this contract, you know? So that's what I'm thinking, is they're gonna try to put on like several massive main events in the next 6 months. I could see Jones Aspinall, because they're saying John wants 6 months to prepare. I could see Jones Aspinall being October in Vegas, or no, not Vegas. No, they're going to do it at Madison Square Garden. Watch. And at that point, John will have been out for a year, and Tom will have been out for a year and a half almost. That's what's going to happen. They're going to try, at least, to make Topuria Islam happen at International Fight Week. If they can't get that, they'll try to do Hamzat DDP. They're going to try to do Conor probably third quarter of the year, and then Jones Aspinall at Madison Square Garden in November. That's what I'm thinking, because this broadcasting deal could be way bigger than the ESPN deal. Let me peep and see. What was the UFC ESPN deal value? $1.5 billion for 5 years. So 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. Oh, they extended it because it was originally going to be for 5 years. Yeah, I think so. They got 1.5 billion for the ESPN deal 7 years ago. What did the NBA TV deal value? I'm not saying they're worth the same as the NBA, but 76 billion for 9 years, 11-year deal with who? So the NBA signs a new 11-year, $76 billion deal with Amazon, ESPN, and NBC. Watch, Netflix is going to give UFC like $10 billion for 20 years or something, or $5 billion for 10 years. No, way more than that. Probably $1 billion a year, something like that. Because that's how the UFC makes most of their money, is through media rights. But anyways, executive order for that Conor fights for the 170 title after Bilal has fought Shavkat and Leon on the same night. Yes, like a Money in the Bank style, where he just comes running down the aisle or running down the ramp with the Money in the Bank briefcase in his hand. Bilal has already fought Leon and Shavkat. Conor enters the cage in a suit, RKO. 3 count for the pin. But anyways, back to Conor.
been spoke. You know, our government has long since abandoned the voices of the people of Ireland. And it's high time that America is made aware of what is going on in Ireland. What is going on in Ireland is a travesty. Our government is the government of zero action with zero accountability. You know, our money is being spent on overseas issues that has nothing to do with the Irish people. The illegal immigration racket is running ravage on the country. There are rural towns in Ireland that have been overrun in one swoop, that have become a minority in one swoop. So issues need to be addressed, and the 40 million Irish Americans, as I said, need to hear this, because if not, there will be no place to come home and visit. You know, Ireland is at the cusp of, you know, potentially losing its Irishness, and I'm here to raise the issue and highlight it. You know, it's also St. Patrick's Day, so a little bit of celebrations for sure, and you know, a little bit of learning and listening to Mr. President Trump, whose work ethic is inspiring. And all that does to me is highlight the lack of work on my side. So that's it. That's what I'm here for.
Awesome. Thank you, Conor.
Thank you, guys. All right, God bless.
Bye, guys.
And that was Conor McGregor.
Yeah, Conor for sure wanted to put his hands on that girl like multiple times. Because literally, like, Conor's like default emote is arms around two chicks with a cigar in his mouth. But what was the other one? I want to see. Let's see. No, there's the one of him. There was another one of him talking shit to like the prime minister or something. It was kind of based. Let me find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, geez. I just found some super lib channel going in on Conor. Let's see. I don't want to play it yet, though. No, I'm not playing this. No, I'm not playing this video. No way. Hold up. I think this video is going to say that Conor and I'm not even going to play it because I don't want it on my stream, but there's a video trashing Conor and they're sitting there like, and the guy's saying that Conor, that Conor and Trump are, that Conor and Trump feel a kinship because they're both sexual abusers. Anyways, what's going on, guys? Do me a favor, like the stream. We're a little bit slow today, guys. Do me a favor, like the stream. Please like the stream. I say, hey, nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change what you've done to me. I said, hey, nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change what you've done to me. Fuck, where's this one of Conor arguing with the guy too? Conor outside White House, Twitter. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. What if Conor is playing 7D chess and Trump deports Bilal, Shavkat, and Leon for being unfriendly countries to the USA, and it's him versus Colby for the undisputed belt come September at MSG? They always do a MSG in November, but yeah, same thing. I hear you. There it is. This is what I wanted. But this was Conor Loki like talking that shit about the prime minister because he said it was like that Conor doesn't speak for the Irish people or some shit like that.
What did you say to the president? What did you say?
He's had a great meeting with him. He's a great man. I told him his work rate is outstanding, and I wish him all the best.
Conor, the Taoiseach says you don't speak for the people of Ireland. Your response to that?
I am an employer of over 200 people, almost 300 people in the country of Ireland. He's an employer of none. Every available metric available to us has shown that the government of Ireland currently has failed the people of Ireland. In 10 years, Dublin city centre has gone from one of the most safest cities in Europe to one of the most dangerous. So shame on him for saying that, speaking down on an Irishman. I won't speak about him personally. Throw a jab, I could throw many jabs at them. I could throw jabs handily at them. However, I speak on the metrics, and the metrics show they've failed the people of Ireland. They do not represent the people of Ireland.
Conor,
and I'm
what
here.
do you say to people who feel it's inappropriate for you to be here, given...
God bless Ireland, God bless America.
The way he ducked out of there was kind of pro too. That's some media trained shit. But I swear this is going to be like the reason why Conor doesn't come back to fighting. I think he's going to like get all like geeked up with Trump. He's like, dude, no, I can do this too. He went from celebrity to president. I can do that in Ireland. You know? I could totally see it happening where he's like, no. I was a celebrity. Now I can run for political office. And then we never see Conor even come close to fighting again. But he does look like he's training for something. He has lost some weight, not going to lie. Oh, shit. And then we had this fucking Bryce Mitchell shit, too. Bryce Mitchell just having a complete meltdown about Gene Silva. Where is this? Saying he's got demons. Hold on. Here we go. All right, this is like the freaking Ed Master. Hold on.
Warriors to pray for me that I would. Good morning, y'all. I need all my Christian warriors to pray for me that I would have peaceful sleep. Every single night since the day before the press conference, I've had demonic dreams. Legions of demons are attacking me every single time I sleep, and not one time have I seen any peaceful sleep since that day. These demons surround me, and they try to fight me and provoke me to anger, and then the dream will switch, and they'll send beautiful women, and they're trying to get me to lust, to cheat on my wife. Satan's using two of my weaknesses to try to expose the evil in my own heart, which is anger and lust. However, where I am weak, the Lord is strong. So please pray for me, especially if you're fasting right now. Please pray that I would have peaceful sleep, that God would send Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael, Samson, and King David to watch over me and protect me with the shield of faith. Remember, guys, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness, dark principalities, and evil powers in high places. I'm not just fighting a man on April 12th. I'm fighting a man possessed by a legion of demons.
Baze, tell me this isn't like goated fight promo, though.
When I simply said the name Jesus, he was provoked to maliciousness. And he started barking like a dog and chanting, F you, F you, F you. Remember, guys, the days of me fighting for myself are long gone. I now fight for the name of the Lord. And the devil, he ain't going to waste his time trying to plague a loser. He knows that a victory for the Lord is at hand. I will win this fight in the name of Jesus Christ. The man's demons will be casted out of my presence, and he will fall before me just as Goliath fell before King David. And I know this, and I believe this with all my heart.
What do you guys think a normal night, just like sitting around the house, hanging out with Bryce Mitchell, is like? Do you think like he's even capable of like normal conversation, or do you think it's all like Bible talk and shit like that? Because I feel like even like you're just like watching a football game, and he'll be like, you know, I see the power of Jesus in that man right there. And then he goes on like another rant similar to this. Do you think Bryce Mitchell has like a normal, like imagine being this guy's kid. Dude, Bryce Mitchell has a kid. I'm not going to say he's like a bad dad or anything, but like you're just growing up as a kid and you're fucking, your dad is just like talking about demons in his sleep and shit. Jesus Christ. He basically got a brain infection. Yeah, some shit like that. Gene Silva should have that. Gene Silva should definitely have that as his walkout, where it'll be because his name is Gene Lord Silva. Think about how hard it would be. Dude, imagine how hard it would be if like the lights go dim in Miami, UFC 314, the lights go dim, and you hear, I have been attacked by a legion of demons. And then it just camera goes to Gene Mitchell and he's fucking barking in the tunnel, like on the walk out, like he does. He's oh, oh. And then the crowd starts a fuck Bryce Mitchell chant. And Bryce Mitchell just walks out holding a Bible, yelling freedom like he did before the Dan Ige fight. Dude, I'm telling you, the more that the UFC slightly picks up things from WWE, the more hype it gets. I'm telling you. It's way more entertaining this way, guys. It's way more entertaining this way.
Heart. And God told us if we just have faith the size of a mustard seed, we can move a mountain. And I do. But right now, I need y'all's help. Like I said, where I'm weak, the Lord is strong. And he will use y'all to show his strength right now. And I trust in the power of the church. I trust in the power of Jesus Christ. And please pray for me that I would have peace when I sleep. And I love y'all. And remember, if you're going through anything, this is what the church is for. You're not a coward for asking others for help. So God bless y'all. And please keep me in your prayers and your thoughts. And I love you. Amen.
See, the thing is, dude, is Bryce Mitchell genuinely seems like a nice guy. But he's just not a guy that I'd want to spend time around, you know? I don't know. What do you guys think? John Jones wants 6 months to prepare for Aspinall. Where did he say this? Dude, Paul Craig is going back down or back up to 205. Terrible idea, bro. Terrible idea. Bum, 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 bum. Bryce, 2 things. These are not demons. It's just you being afraid to face me. And second, about the beautiful women, you have a hormone called testosterone, and you probably have problems with it. I just be ready for April 12th because I will be. Dude, the fighting nerds have so much aura. Gene Silva making me feel like cheating on my wife. Dude, that's the craziest thing. Like, you should just say that you want to fuck some other girl, dude. You shouldn't. Because saying that another dude that you're going to get into a fist fight with makes you want to cheat on your wife is crazy work. Balthazar on Kick says, I've been typing a decent message. They've been getting canceled. Yeah, man, I just started using Kick as one of the streaming platforms. I don't really know how that works, man. Hey, hear me out, though. Yeah, Gene Silva is low-key the GOAT. The fighting nerds have so much aura. 18-0 in the UFC between the 4 of them. Bryce should pull out. He's not well. Yeah, I mean, he's crazy, but it's not like he's like Nick Diaz unwell. Like, let me pull up that interview. You guys remember that interview where Nick Diaz came back and he's like, I shouldn't even be doing this right now. So that's the type of situation that I would say that Bryce Mitchell would have to pull out. Or if he's like, I don't want to be here, but he obviously wants to be here. He's just not the smartest guy in the world, and he has CTE. Let me see. Where is this? Yeah, like here's like, if you guys remember the Nick Diaz shit. And not just lay and pray for decisions. For the most part, they maul people and make guys look bad. Dude, he freaking KO'd or TKO'd Drew Dober, dude. Gene Silva, up a weight class on like 10 days notice. Dude, I was there at UFC Seattle when Gene Silva did like the point at Melsik Bagdasarian after he dropped him and then just killed him with those elbows. That shit had the crowd going crazy there because he dropped him hard and then was just like, what do you want me to do to the ref? And everybody just started fucking laughing. It was great. But anyways, this would be the type of thing like the Nick Diaz shit for UFC 266. This is the type of thing where I would say like Nick needs to, or Bryce Mitchell should not be fighting. But where he's at now, he's just crazy. He's not even crazy. I don't want to say he's crazy. He's just an odd guy.
That feeling, does that run all the way up through the locker room and then the walkout? Like literally when you're walking out, like and fans are cheering your name and your music is playing, like what is that? What's going to be running through your head?
Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? You know, I'm doing this for everybody that's telling me to do it. I'm not doing it for myself. I don't know. But I don't know what else. I am doing it for myself. I don't know what else to do for myself. So I'm just going to go do what I do. This is what I do. You know, but yeah. But the way it feels is like, why am I doing this? You know?
Just a few more, man. I mean, over the last 6 years, did you ever find anything?
So, I mean, you guys understand. You guys know the whole Nick Diaz story, and then he kind of quit in the middle of that fight with Robbie Lawler. But you guys remember. I don't need to go. That shit's kind of sad. But Kelvin Gastelum is getting way too underrated versus Pyfer. I disagree, dude. Kelvin's a small middleweight. Joe is a very hard-hitting, like, natural middleweight, like, whereas Gastelum's really just a welterweight that doesn't want to, like, put in the discipline to cut all that weight. And then it's crazy to think that he gave Adesanya one of his hardest fights in his career. But I think Gastelum's, like, kind of checked out. Every time I've seen him fight, like when he fought Sean Brady, it's just like it's uninspiring performances from Kelvin Gastelum, and that's not like the type of guy he was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, you know? Yeah, David Banner, you're right. Gastelum is on the verge of getting cut. By the way, David Banner, I know you've been asking about the Fighting Nerds video. I decided that I'm going to put it out the week of or the week before UFC 314 because Prates and Gene Silva are on that card. So I think it makes sense to drop it like the week before or the week of their fight. You know what I'm saying? Gastelum is live if it goes to decision. I wouldn't count him out. Yeah, fair enough. Hey, I am dropping some bangers though. Like fuck, now with all this Bryce Mitchell and the Donald Trump stuff with Conor and how the UFC kind of tried to like dunk on their fans and mock the fans with the fucking Apex card shit. I have a lot of videos that because the high effort videos, like the Fighting Nerds one that are like deep dives, they're like 20, 30 minutes and like with a lot of like research and editing and all that stuff. Those type of things, I finish them, but then I'm like, I have them scheduled and then a bunch of news drops and I go, okay, I got to push these videos back a couple days because of like right now I got like Conor with Trump. I got fucking, what else do I got? There's, Bryce Mitchell seeing demons, UFC probably going to Netflix, UFC shitting on their fans. Like I have a lot of fucking videos that on like new stuff that I got to do. So it's kind of how it goes. A lot of people in America hate Trump. Yeah, but a lot of people in America love Trump as well. And there's a lot of people that are relatively indifferent about him. I'm open about how I feel about him. I voted for him. I voted for him in 2016, 2020, and 2024. Those were 2016 was the first election I was old enough to vote in. I was 18. And so yeah, I voted for him then. I voted for him when he lost in 2020, and then I voted for him in 2024. But I'm not like one of these people that's like, I fucking love Trump all the time. Because some people, like, there's certain things like I'm not a huge fan of. Like, I'm honestly not a huge fan of Elon. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Because it's either Biden stays in charge and the economy tanks, or like not Biden, but the Democrats stay in charge and Biden or whoever, Kamala, whoever they were to put in there, gets us into World War III and has us bankrupt and living on the street within 5 years. Or we give it a chance with Trump and things could either go that same way, you know what I'm saying? Which would for sure happen anyway with the Democrats in charge, or take a chance on Trump, who seems to be taking a lot more action and clearing things up, where we're saying like, oh yeah, there's a good chance like things could be a lot different. Whereas with the Democrats, if they won the election, you know that wasn't going to be any different. Financially, would have gotten worse. We'd probably be in World War III within like 2 years type shit, you know? Bryce is losing his mind. He needs help. Dude, Bryce has been like this, though. He put a drill through his nutsack. He thinks the earth's flat. It's just that he's more like willing to be like, yo, this is what I think. This is how I view the world on like his social media. That's really the only difference, is that he's more open about it. If you go back and look at old Bryce Mitchell interviews, or just when he was also like not really active on social media, bro, he like tried to hijack Ariel Helwani's show. Let me find it, bro. He tried to hijack Helwani's show about the earth being flat. Hold up. It was crazy. I was watching it live. Fuck, where is it? Most interesting fact most people don't realize. Bryce Mitchell has an economics degree from Harding University. That's crazy. Are a lot of Teslas getting destroyed in Cali? Not from what I've seen, but I've seen there's a lot in Seattle. I've seen that Seattle, freaking every Tesla's getting lit on fire. Like even just in broad daylight. Because also, I hate when they do that. Like at the end of the day, why are you doing that? You're going to end up with a fucking felony charge. The insurance is going to pay for it. I don't know. It's just people that are angsty that need to like need to let out anger. But Elon's not the reason, and Tesla's not the reason that your life's fucked up. Kevin Holland should KO the fuck out of Gunny, right? Yeah. He absolutely should. Yeah, you're right, Tristan. So, because here's the thing. People are sleeping on Kevin Holland because of his last two fights against top 10 middleweights, right? Who were his last two fights? It was Dolidze and who else? Who did he just fucking lose to? Renner to Ritter, and he's ranked now. He's like number 13 now. So 2 ranked middleweights when really he's a welterweight. Now he's back down at what this fight's at 170, keep in mind. So maybe my like personal, hear me out. I had no belief in Holland for the last like year, but now I'm like, okay, he might smoke Gunnar Nelson and be at 170. They give him a ranked guy. Maybe he's back in it. You know, there's a lot of people that lost faith in Charles Oliveira at one point. You know, I'm not saying Kevin Holland's going to go on an Oliveira run, but it's not possible. Bryce also rear naked choked a deer to death. Damn, that's crazy. That's hardcore. I was trying to join from my blind conservative account, but voiceover hates me. Trump is big dick swinging on everybody. In some ways, yeah. But I mean, I'm relatively in support of him. There's a few things that I think are a little iffy. I'm not a huge fan of Elon, but I definitely don't. Don't feel strongly enough about him to go light a Tesla on fire. You know. And it's not even that I dislike him. It's that I just don't really care for him. Like I'm just like, he's just there. I think he wants attention. This autistic billionaire. Holland will not KO Gunner. Holland has checked out mentally except for getting a check. Gunner is a natural 85er. Is he, though? I'm pretty sure he's a welterweight. And Holland struggles with bigger guys. Fair enough. Here's the thing. Yeah, David Banner, I don't have much belief in Holland as a general statement, but for some reason I'm optimistic about this weekend. I think it's because did you see Gunnar Nelson on Helwani today? He got asked why he didn't fight for the last 2 years, and he said he was focused on other stuff, which at 36 years old as a pro cage fighter is pretty worrying. I'm not going to lie. Let me find it. Let me find Gunnar Nelson not interested. One sec, I'm getting the video right now. Guys, do me a favor, like the stream down below, please and thank you. Question for you guys in the chat. If I was to schedule my streams like the night before so that it showed up as a notification the night before as opposed to just hopping on, would more of you guys pop on more consistently? Like if I was to post and say I'll be live at 3 p.m. tomorrow, would you guys be more inclined to tune in, or is it all the same? Like if you see me live, you're hopping in. Yeah, more people. Okay. I'll start doing that. For sure. Thank you for your input. Never faced a guy this long, inactive, and never faced this range. That would help. Can't always tune in on the fly. Okay, good to know. I appreciate your guys' input. Okay, here. I just found the clip. One sec.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Long time no speak. It's so great to see you back. Did you know it was 2 years ago today, your last fight?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
And then 3 years ago tomorrow, and it became almost like a yearly thing at the O2, you fighting in March at the O2, although you missed last year. Why has it been 2 years since your last fight?
I've just been concentrating on other things. I've been coaching quite a bit.
I know he's coaching, and that's still martial arts related, but focused on other things is not something that you want to hear from a 36 or 38-year-old during fight week.
And focusing on the team and not as much myself.
So it wasn't injuries or anything like that?
Not really. I mean, you always have something. I've been fighting for many, many years, so there's always something, but nothing serious. Just focusing on other things like coaching and stuff.
Okay, and so is it up to you to tell the UFC, like how does the process work? Do you tell them, hey, I'm ready to come back? Do they just hit you up, occasionally? How does that work?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. You tell them when you're ready and stuff like that. And I was actually looking to fight a little bit earlier than this, but couldn't get matched up for December. And then they mentioned London. They usually want me here, so
yeah,
here I am.
How do you, some believe.
He also goes on, heard anything about Chris Padilla locally? He's right by you. Let me jog my memory. Chris Padilla is a fighter. Oh, yeah. I do know who this guy is. He fought for Up Next Fighting. And he got signed to the UFC last year, April. Yeah, I do remember this guy. Yeah, I'm familiar with this guy. He fought for UNF, which is Up Next Fighting. It's actually only like a 2 or a 3-year-old promotion. And, and he fights out of Fight Science, which is, where's Fight Science? Like, how close is that to me? Fight Science. Oh, it's in LA. Okay. Mid-City. Mid City. Yeah, okay. It's not like close to me. It's damn, it's crazy. Think about this, guys. This is how it is in LA. Guys, think about how crazy this is. This gym is 11 miles away, and it's a 50-minute drive. It's a 48-minute drive. Look. That shit says 48 minutes. My green screen's fucking it up a little bit. 48 minutes to drive 11 miles. 14 miles. That's crazy. That's what it's like driving in LA. He's booked against who? Jai Herbert? That's actually he fights this weekend. Okay, gotcha. Man, okay, I see your point now. Saying I was kind of busy sounds horrible for a return. Yeah, it does. Padilla looked bad against Rongju, but I like him against Jai Herbert. That's some rough traffic. Somebody called Gavin. Gavin's not going to do shit about it. But here's also what's his name? Gunnar Nelson talks about his relationship with Conor changing as well.
Even cage rust, some don't. How do you feel about it?
Which doesn't surprise me.
2 years since your last fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time that I've had a long layover, so I'm not too worried.
Okay. Kevin Holland, obviously a big name, a little bit of a quick turnaround for him. What did you think of the matchup when it was offered to you?
Yeah, I liked it. You know, Kevin is a popular fighter. He's a fun fighter as well. I like to watch him fight. He's creative. He does everything. You know, he's dangerous everywhere. He knows his way around the ground as well, and you know, he's good. He's fun. He's exciting.
You mentioned the ground. That has obviously been a bit of a sore spot for him. Usually when fighting wrestlers, but obviously your grappling is elite. Without giving away too much, would it be fair to say that you're going to try to continue to exploit that, his deficiencies on the...
Oh shit, hold on. This is not, he doesn't talk about Conor in this clip. Hold up. Huh. Fight Society for the people. Shama. Where's this dude Gunnar saying that him and Conor are basically... Anyways, he basically said him and Conor don't really even speak anymore. They keep in touch over Instagram, but they haven't seen each other in person in years, he said, which is kind of wild, but shit. David Banner, appreciate you, dude. Have a good day. I'll be back on tomorrow. Don't trip. No worries, brother. No worries. I had 10 cars in traffic. I went ludicrous. Guys, Playboy Cardi album. What is the take? I got 10 cars in traffic. I went ludicrous. I said, hey, nothing's going to change. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to hop off. I will see you guys tomorrow. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.